Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star 2 episode number 33 based on novel. So let's start. Luo Feng hadn't returned to Huyang City yet, but the city of Huyang City had already known the news that Xueyin had been killed. Because all the customers of the Dark Hall of the Danfeng Club in the entire Huyang City received a message that the assassination mission of the Blood Cloud God had been completed. It's done. Moleming in the City Lord's mansion exclaimed. This. Although Wu Kulu, the leader of the Wu clan, was also looking forward to this result, he still couldn't believe it when the news came from the Dark Hall of the Flame Wind Hall. They actually killed the Blood Cloud God. Huyang City Lord sighed. At first we thought about teaching Luo He a lesson, but now looking back, it's a good thing we didn't do it. Luo He's strength is indeed above mine. General Yong, who was standing next to her with a horn, said solemnly, looking at all the eternal true gods in the entire Yu Kingdom, there are only 3 or 4 who can be compared with him. As for the eternal true gods that surpass him, there is no one in the Yu Kingdom who is stronger than him. The leaders of the 5 true families were all shocked when they heard this. These people who came to the branches of the big clans in Huyang City did not have a high status in the clan. One of the eternal true gods standing at the top of the entire Yu Kingdom is valued by the God King, and there will be a lot of resources cultivated. It is a dazzling and brilliant existence which is not comparable to these family branches. Xueyin is not an infinite god body, but his realm is extremely high. I didn't expect Luo He to really kill him. General Yong has fought with Xueyin and knows very well how powerful Xueyin is. Should we go outside the city to welcome them? Molemeng suddenly asked. Of course we have to welcome him. Huyang City Lord laughed. From now on, Lord Luo will be the most important friend of our City Lord's mansion. I will go to greet him too, said General Yong. He is the one who admires the strong the most. Walk. The 5 clan leaders, General Yong, and Molemeng, a total of 7 people, immediately left the City Lord's mansion and traveled through the void directly to the East City Gate. They patiently waited for the return of Lord Luo. At this moment, all the eternal true gods in the entire Huyang City were in a state of turmoil. 2 of the 5 gods of Yuqian in the Food Kingdom, Su Yin, Hundun State, Yuqianhu and Yuqiani, were killed one after another. The Universe and Blood Cloud God, who had affected more than 8 billion lives and had a bounty of 10 million, was also killed. All this happened tonight on 10 million cosmic grains of sand. Who can kill the strong man from the Blood Cloud City Lord's mansion or some mysterious strong man? I just raised the bounty for Blood Cloud tonight, and Yuqianhu, Yuqiani, and the other 3 are all dead. This bounty is really useful. It seems that there is a terrifying being hidden in Huyang City, and as long as the bounty is high enough, he can be summoned to take action. The eternal true gods were all amazed and awed. They should be more careful and not act too recklessly in Huyang City in the future. If they accidentally provoke the terrifying existence that killed Xueyin, they might not be able to withstand a single blow. In the Qiantan sect, many disciples were still grieving in the square. They were grieving their own powerlessness and the unshakability of Lord Blood Cloud. Before the sadness passed, good news came that Lord Blood Cloud, whose bounty was as high as 10 million cosmic sands, had been killed. Blood Cloud is dead. Ha, this old devil is finally dead. Master, Xueyin is dead. Master, fellow disciples, your revenge has finally been taken. The entire Qiandan sect was excited. The disciples who had been packing up their belongings returned to the square, and countless disciples were extremely excited. Master, Xueyin is dead. Uncle Chiu cried with excitement when he heard the news. He knew very well why the sect master risked his life to do all these things. The master's efforts are all worth it. Xueyin is dead. The owner of Menghua Tower sat alone in the small building with a complicated expression. This night was too dreamy. Yan Chenyang and Sang Xueyun, who were obsessed with pursuing her, were both dead. A flying boat arrived near the east gate of Huyang City. Here they come. 7 figures from the City Lord's mansion had been waiting for a long time. Luo Feng took Morosa out of the flying boat. Lord Luo. Lord Huyang City walked in front and greeted them warmly. In one night, the Lord God killed 2 of the 5 gods of Yuqian and Lord Blood Cloud to solve a major disaster for my Huzu city. Luo Feng said, thanks to the cause and effect tracking order left by Brother Entropy, otherwise the Blood Cloud would have escaped to the food country long ago. This Blood Cloud is indeed cunning. Mo Lixiao also said, he used to hide his strength but he immediately fled once his identity was exposed. Fortunately, Luo God Lord took action and killed him completely. Brother Luo has accomplished his mission this time, and I have also completed my mission, General Yong said with a smile. I will report Brother Luo his affairs to the God King after returning to the capital. Of course, he didn't know when the God King would respond after he reported the news. We have already reported to the Marquis the news that Brother Luo he had made great contributions. Huyang City Lord said, I believe the Marquis will definitely give a big reward. Huyang City is within the fiefdom of Lord Zhejiang. Thank you all. Luo Feng said. If he could get some benefits from Yu Kingdom's divine king Pai Zhejiang who, Luo Feng would naturally not refuse. Now that he is weak, he needs all the resources to make himself a great master as soon as possible. It's all as I should, said the Lord of Huyang City. If there is anything in Lian Huyang City in the future, Brother Luo he can just pass it on. Brother Luo he, you should go to the royal capital for cultivation resources and some opportunities. General Yong said. Thank you, General Yong. Luo Feng sensed the other party's kindness. But he didn't plan to practice under the nose of King Dongshan when he was weak. Once Morosa's identity is exposed, he will immediately become the public enemy of the entire origin continent, so he should be cautious when he is weak. Everyone, I'm going to Yangfeng Hall first, so I'll take my leave now. Luo Feng said. Please. The 7 of them were all very enthusiastic, including the leader of the Wu royal family, who was the leader of the Meiwu family. They were all very enthusiastic at the moment and did not mind the conflicts caused by killing Mei Wuqi. When they were strong enough, they had to swallow their anger even if they were beaten. Because they knew very well that in the eyes of the God Kings and Chaos Lords, the value of Lord Luo was much higher than that of these marginal branches combined. Zhejiang Handan Prefecture, in a secret cultivation room in Zhejiang City. Such a powerful eternal true God actually appeared in my fiefdom. Zhuchahu sat on the ground, his silver hair draped over his shoulders. Every strand of his hair contained an endless void, causing the void around him to be completely distorted. With Liu Yinhu pressing on step by step, Huyang City, which is closest to the border, is probably his first target. Fortunately, Luo he showed up at this time. Zhu Jianghu was thinking. He is also a Chaos Lord who has practiced for many years and has comprehended the origin of the supreme rules. Although he is still far from being a God King, he can still be considered to have accumulated a lot of experience and his strength is terrifying. But Liu Yinhu is one of the top 5 Chaos Lords in the Shi Kingdom, and he is indeed better than him, which naturally puts him under a lot of pressure. Luo he has made such a great contribution in my fiefdom, so I must reward him generously. And I have to report to the king. Zhu Jianghu thought, the king has always liked to cultivate the younger generation, because of my report. Luo he has been cultivated by the king, and Luo he must also be grateful for this friendship. Zhu Jianghu knew very well that even if an eternal true god of this level wanted to follow a certain existence, he would choose among the 5 god kings of Yu State. Only a fool would choose him as the Marquis. Whether it's inheritance, resources, or background, the God King is a big level stronger than the Chaos Lord. In order to make Luo he grateful and willing to help him defend Huyang City, he naturally had to show his favor. There were 3 large cities in the entire fiefdom. A large city had a steady supply of living expenses and other resources that Zhejiang still cared about. Lord Marquis Zhejiang immediately contacted the Lord of Yu State. Although the Yu Kingdom had 5 divine kings, the only one who could be called King of the Yu Kingdom by the Chaos Lords was the one who founded the Yu Kingdom. The reason why Yi Shiguox's invasion of Xingzixin has never sparked a God King level confrontation is because the King of Yu is too terrifying. Zhejiang, why did you contact me? A voice came from afar, and a vague hairy figure was directly imprinted in Zhou Jianghu's mind. Zhou Jianghu was also much more respectful. The king of Yu State is an extremely terrifying existence in the entire origin continent. The king found a little fellow named Luo He in my fiefdom, Huyang City. Lord Zhoujiang began to report, which meant that he had a high enough status to contact the king directly. Luo Feng didn't quite understand that Zhu Jianghu was planning something for him. He brought Morosa to a small building in the Yangfeng Hall. "Brother Luo He, I admire you so much," the deputy museum master said with a smile as he looked at Luo Feng through his misty eyes. The head of Yangfeng Pavilion also spoke up. "Brother Luo He brought the evidence of killing Xu Yun." Luo Feng stretched out his hand and grabbed Xu Yun's body. The head and deputy head of the Flame Wind Hall carefully observed the corpse. Many marks could be seen from the corpse. There was a hole in the chest of the corpse. The true god's heart had disappeared. He grabbed the blood god's heart again. Could he have some kind of void-type killing move? Can he directly remove the heart? The two descendants of the Di Chu clan from the ancient country of Yangfeng were knowledgeable and had many guesses for a while. Can it be proved? Luo Feng said. Of course. The deputy hall master smiled and said, Yu Qianxu and Yu Qian's bounties can be collected together. Of course Luo Feng took out Yu Qianxu's weapon and Yu Qian's mechanical secret treasure. This is 13 million Yushan Shou. The deputy hall master took out the bounties that had been prepared long ago. These were all stored in the Yangfeng Hall in advance by the person who arranged the task. Luo Feng took the jade bottle and sensed a vast amount of cosmic sand inside. He could live a more luxurious life in the days ahead. After receiving the bounty, Luo Feng prepared to leave. Brother Luo He. Yangfeng Pavilion Master smiled and said, "Let me introduce myself. I come from the ancient country of Di Chu. My name is Di Chu. It is fate that I can meet Brother Luo He in Huyang City of Yu Country, the lineage of Emperor Chu of Yangfeng Ancient Kingdom. There are countless forces on the vast origin continent, and those who can establish a kingdom of God are extraordinary. And many countries were strong and weak. For example, Yu and Sha were both second-rate countries. They were naturally much stronger than the Jin state founded by Zhuoshanka. Jin was a truly small marginal country. Like the legendary Qianmu Kingdom, which has bounded beasts, its strength far exceeds that of the Sha Kingdom, Yu Kingdom, and other countries, and it can be called a first-class country. The ancient countries of flame, wind, and thunder are beyond all other countries. According to the information in the inheritance, the most powerful family in the ancient country of Yangfeng is the royal family. The competition within the royal family is extremely fierce. There are 13 branches in total, and each branch is qualified to seize the throne. The Emperor Chu lineage is one of the 13 branches. Luo Feng finally understood the great origin of the Yangfeng Pavilion Master. I didn't expect to meet His Highness Di Chuyu in this small town on the edge of the city. Luo Feng said politely. I am not qualified to call you His Highness the Eternal True God. You can just call me Chu Yu. Emperor Chu Yu said with a smile. The other children of the royal family usually put on a grand show when they were outside, but he looked down on those of his own clan. In Di Chu Yu's opinion, if one is not strong enough, then he is just a waste in the royal family. Why did the royal family allow the 13 branches to compete? Isn't it because there are too many useless people? When Di Chu Yu was wandering outside, he usually didn't reveal his identity. After all, the name Di Chu Yu was clear, and anyone with a little knowledge could guess that he was related to the Di Chu lineage. He usually uses the name Chu Yu. Brother Luo He, you were able to kill Blood Cloud. It's obvious that your divine body, realm, will, and other aspects have reached the pinnacle level. There are very few people in Yu State who can compare with you. Di Chu Yu said with a smile, if you can comprehend the laws of chaos and become the master of chaos in the future, I can help introduce you. I can't say anything else, but it won't be difficult for you to become a guest official of my Di Chu lineage. Introduce the lineage of Emperor Chu of the ancient country of Yangfeng, Luo Feng couldn't help but say. Brother Chu Yu is so optimistic about me. The more I learn, the more I realize how demanding it is for the royal families of the two ancient countries to recruit guest officials. Master Svashankar wants to enter the core of the two ancient countries, but the two ancient countries will not pay attention to him. To them, this ordinary god king has no meaning to the ancient countries. Even if you are a chaos lord from the Luo lineage, the Dichu lineage, generally won't recruit you. But I am willing to recruit you. Dichu looked at Luo Feng. I don't care about your strength, I care about your character. I have seen clearly that you have been in Huyang City for more than 20 centuries. You are kind to Yu Xiao and hate evil, and for your good friend Yan Qianyang, you chased and killed Yu Qianhu, Yu Qianni, and Xueyun in anger. Dichu smiled and said, you are loyal and righteous in your bones, so I am naturally willing to make friends with you. In today's origin continent, some strong people are naturally generous but selfish and cruel, and they may be betrayed one day. Luo Feng understood. It turned out that it was everything he had done that made this royal family of the ancient Yangfeng country appreciate him. Of course, the prerequisite for recommendation is that I must become the Lord of Chaos. Only then will I be qualified to recommend a guest official. Of course, you must also be in the Chaos realm of the Luo lineage. This is already the minimum threshold for recruiting a guest official. Di Chuyu said. The deputy museum owner at the side said with a smile, Luo He, you must remember not to completely surrender to the Yu Kingdom, in case you can't leave such a remote small country called Yu Kingdom at that time. After all, there are too few opportunities. The Lord of Yu is just a guest of the ancient Yangfeng Kingdom. Emperor Chuyu said, some remote small countries cannot access the real secrets of the origin continent, and some top resources are out of reach. Even if it is the ruler of the food country, he is so good at cooking and is loved by the high-level officials of the Yangfeng ancient country, that he can reap such a great harvest. Luo Feng was secretly surprised. The owner also said, there is actually another reason why the king of Food Kingdom is good at cooking delicious food and is loved by the high-level officials of the ancient Yangfeng Kingdom. There is no record of this in the intelligence I collected. I am just saying a few words in advance today so that everything will be clear. Let's wait until you and I both reach the chaos realm of the Luo lineage. Emperor Chuyu said. Thank you, Brother Chuyu. Luo Feng was still very grateful to the other party. Soon Luo Feng said goodbye and left. You actually recruited Luo He so early, the deputy museum owner laughed. Once I reach the chaos realm, it will be too late to be trained and recruited by the clan. Di Chuyu said, while I am still free and at ease, I should find a few more suitable helpers. It seems you are very confident, said the deputy museum owner. I have completely comprehended the 9 moves of the primal chaos realm recorded in the secret book. The 9 moves complement each other and I feel that I am very close to the complete law of chaos. Emperor Chuyu said. The deputy museum owner was overjoyed. Ha 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 ha, the infinite divine body chaos master of the Luo lineage, once you succeed, the vast resources of the clan will be used on you. I didn't expect that I chose to help you, and I made the right choice. There are many people on the origin continent who possess infinite divine bodies and have become the masters of chaos by following the laws, but the 2 ancient countries do not care. However, if there is such a genius in the royal family, it will be different. Naturally, they will be cultivated with all their strength. My second uncle has helped me so much, I will remember it all. Di Chuyu said. Chaos A Cave number 913. Mo Yu Qingyang is waiting here alone. Yu Qianhu, Yu Qianni, and even Shui Yundu were killed. I heard from my father that it was probably the master who killed them. Mo Yu Qingyan thought that it was very likely that the master had not returned tonight. The reward for Lord Blood Cloud is a full 10 million universe sands. In Huyang City, even the city lord's mansion couldn't do anything about it, but the master was able to kill Mo Yu. Qingyang was alone in the cave, thinking about it. During the years he followed the master, he felt that the master was unfathomable. The main gate of the cave suddenly opened, and a flying boat came in, and Luo Feng and Morosa came out. Oh no! Mo Yu Qingyan will welcome them immediately. There will be many guests visiting me in the future. Luo Feng said, except for a very few important guests, all others will be rejected. Yes, master. Mo Yu Qingyang had followed for so long, so of course he knew very well who the important guests were. And after hearing what his master said, Mo Yu Qingyang also realized that the person who killed Shui Yun might really be his master. Don't guess. Yu Qianhu, Yu Qianni, and Shui Yun were all killed by the master. Morosa said directly, it won't be long before this news spreads throughout the city. Luo Feng nodded. I killed several powerful people from the food country without mercy. Those powerful people from the food country should have passed on the message before they died. And the city lord's mansion also knew that it was me who did it. With so much information being passed around, it's bound to be kept secret for too long. Master is awesome. Mo Yu Qingyang just felt proud. You should practice hard, kid. You haven't even mastered the 10 basic principles yet. Morosa urged. I taught you personally. You are really embarrassing me. I will definitely do my best, Mo Yu Qingyang said immediately. Morosa and I will go into seclusion first. Luo Feng said and took Morosa to the underground hall. In the underground hall, first release the Star Taro Peak and Morosa into its center. You have all your food. Luo Feng placed all the corpses of the eternal true gods on one of the floors of the Star Tower. You can digest it slowly. Thank you, Master. I have a feeling that my strength will be greatly improved this time. Maybe I can even reach the Chaos Realm. Morosa was very excited. Among the many foods this time, the first one is Yu Qianyu's corpse. Yu Qianxu's bloodline is an extraordinary divine body that he cultivated, but the help brought by the devouring of such a divine body is far greater than that of an ordinary divine body. And the corpse of Shui Yun is even more attractive to Morosa than Yu Tianhu. This is indeed an unprecedented feast. Morosa immediately went into his own exclusive level of the Star Tower to enjoy the food. Morosa's strength will increase very quickly and he may reach the Chaos Realm before me. Luo Feng thought. There is no other way. Any normal practitioner who comprehends the law of chaos has to accumulate knowledge slowly. Even Emperor Chuyu, a member of the royal family of the ancient Yangfeng kingdom, has spent many years traveling around the origin continent and practicing hard. Comparing your cultivation speed with Morosa is really asking for trouble. My accumulated willpower should be enough. Luo Feng thought. When he was still a true god, his spiritual will had reached the peak of chaos domination. Later, I broke through from a true god to an eternal true god in a short period of time. The stronger the divine body, the stronger the soul. Although a weak soul may also have a strong will. But the soul is ultimately the carrier of will. The weaker the soul and the will, the more difficult it is to improve. My soul is much stronger now than when I was a true god. I have been practicing the Great Destruction Heart Refining Method and the 7 Emotions Heart Refining Method of the legendary art for more than 20 centuries. I feel that I have been making slow progress, but there has been no qualitative change. The transformation of will from the Chaos Realm to the God King is indeed very difficult. The resources I got this time are enough. I can use them to cultivate my will and buy some treasures. Luo Feng made up his mind. This time, the bounty plus the spoils of war will be worth nearly 30 million cosmic sands. In addition, Brother Entropy has donated more than 30 million cosmic sands. We must transform resources into strength, so being rich will naturally speed up our practice. In a secret hall in Liu Yin Chaos Continent of Food Country. A figure in dark red armor sat there, his eyes were 2 balls of burning blood-red flames, and the aura of dark disaster spread. Yu Qianhu, Yu Qianni, and Shui Yun are all dead, Liu Yinhu whispered softly. This Luo He and Yan Qianyang were good friends, and he chased after Yan Qianyang madly as soon as he died. It's hard for me to use someone who hates evil. Liu Minghu realized this. He reached out and touched a crystal ball in front of him. This crystal ball is a complete universe opened up by the God King himself. The internal space of the universe is more than 1 trillion light years in diameter, and countless creatures reproduce, survive, and practice in it. He likes this crystal ball. The crystal ball universe has trained some subordinates for him and has trained hundreds of eternal true gods so far. These are all trivial matters. What he likes most is the feeling of controlling the entire process of the universe and the survival of countless living creatures. The mind and will are originally the first, and this is also a kind of practice of the mind and will. Huyang City now has a Luo He, so the original plan is not suitable, so what? Marquis Liu Yin was thinking about letting Xinjiang sect take over some of Huyang City's resources. This video will end here.